Yes, don't touch die. This is me, Dr. Adewale Iba. Keep watching VOPT.
VOP TV. Now, you have more than a voice.
The Nigeria Electricity Consumers Advocacy Network, NECAN, has criticized the federal government's service-based electricity tariff policy, saying the changes have failed to reduce subsidy payments and have instead worsened inefficiencies in the power sector. Speaking on the policy, NECAN National Secretary Uke Tubunga said the introduction of the Band A tariff regime, which the government had described as a way to reduce subsidies, has had the opposite effect. He accused the distribution companies or DISCOs of continuing to collect tariffs despite inconsistent power supply, and noted that the original purpose of the service-based tariff system has collapsed, pointing to fundamental flaws in Nigeria's electricity demand structure. Meanwhile, Voice of the People TV spoke to citizens who shared their thoughts on the ongoing electricity crisis and the challenges they face with power supply.
There is nowhere in the world that government don't subsidize energy. It's only here that we are hearing that we have to now begin to look at faces, you being Band A, you being B, and you being C. Even at the end of the day, Nigerians cannot still get the electricity to use. And you know what that means. So I am not seeing any change. The way NEPA was unbundled, we were like, oh, we're going to see difference. We saw Genco, we saw Disco, we saw Transmission Company of Nigeria and all others. Unfortunately, the Genco are doing well. They are generating. But when they transmit to national grid, the system cannot carry it. Then we'll now begin to see failure in transformer and even the wires. And at the end of the day, you will not get light. In that same country where it is not, the electricity is not available, somebody is saying is categorizing the band. It's making some people to be in A, to pay higher, some people to be in B and all that. What was the criteria that was used in this band, distribution of this band? Have you asked? Were you asked which of them you want to belong to so that I'll give you 24-hour electricity? Would you like to be in Band A? Do you know how many people are living in some area where they have Band A that they cannot pay? These are people who are struggling to even meet their daily meal on daily basis. Then you are not telling them being in Band A when they cannot pay. The federal government need to look into what we are talking about. We need to look into how were these things done. These are the things I was expecting the National Assembly to do. So since it's not working, let's look for a way to see how to get the laws that actually brought us to this level and see how we can amend it and make it functional.
If you have electricity 24/7, I think it will do a lot of good for the country too. Because people will like to come in and do their business. Companies will do well. I think it also reduce the rates whereby what is it called? Inflation will also come down because we have to sell things at a higher cost due to fuel scarcity and the rest. So there are a lot of benefits that comes with having 24/7 electricity in the country.
As citizens continue to speak out, they are urging the government to take decisive action to resolve the electricity crisis and ensure a reliable power supply for all Nigerians. Matthew Ogunswada, reporting for Voice.
This is African News on Voice of the People Television, where we don't just bring you the news, we bring you Africa's heartbeats, the policies that shapes our world, and the economy that determines our future. African News on Voice of the People Television. Stay with us.
The red carpets, awards, the razzmatazz, music, fashion, interviews, and more. Spotlight on Voice of the People Television. Let's feed you with all the juicy stories in the global entertainment space, bringing you the glitz and glamour as it is hot. Stay tuned to Spotlight, 1 p.m. Monday to Friday. Spotlight on VOP TV. Entertainment like never before. Do you want your voice to be heard? Do you know that you matter in the scheme of things? The People's Voice, the show where ordinary citizens take center stage. as we discuss the biggest stories that affect you and I. With you in mind, we facilitate lively discussions, debates, and interviews on the topics that matter most to you and I. From social justice to economic empowerment, education to healthcare, governance, and more. Tackling tough topics and amplifying your voice. Join the conversation and make your voice count. The people's voice. Make your voice count.
When I first heard VOP, I thought they were talking about me because I'm a voice-over personality. But no, this is Voice of the People TV, and you are riveted forever because this is the place to be.
Yo guys, your boy Chella. Shout out to VOP TV. I love you guys.
Salut tout le monde, Suspect 95. Là, on est sur VOP TV. On passe un bon temps. J'espère que vous kiffez. On est au Afrima. On est ensemble. VOP TV.
Don't see me like a fool because I don't do giddy giddy giddy. VOP, you don't know Stoneware from Ghana representing live and living color. Yeah, Beam Nation President. Outside with it. Bless up.
Hello, this is Milo from Ivory Coast. Keep watch Voice of the People TV. Regardez la voix du peuple, la télévision de la voix du peuple. Que Dieu vous bénisse. À très bientôt. Love you so much.
Hi guys, what's up? This is Gaze Baba. I am watching VOP TV. Usually you be told to not touch the dial, but I tell you to touch the dial and increase the volume. You're like, keep it locked. It's Afro Gospel. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Shego Arunze. You're watching VOP. Don't change the dial.
My Joe, fine girl. My Joe, fine babe. Only are you, but on the Fuji Monsu. Yes, don't touch the dial. This is me, Dr. Adiwala Iba. Keep watching VOP TV.
Voice of the People Television, VOP TV. Now you have more than a voice. In a world where truth is the ultimate power and opinions scream the loudest, it's time to wade through the noise.
Hunger no get drum! Hunger no get religion!
And scan the human interest and trending topics that matter. Stay tuned to The Issues, your plug to the stories making the buzz, from politics to science and technology, social justice, and more. Let's tackle the tough questions and expose the truth. The Issues on Voice of the People Television. Don't just react, understand. Do you want your voice to be heard? Do you know that you matter in the scheme of things? The People's Voice, the show where ordinary citizens take center stage as we discuss the biggest stories that affect you and I. With you in mind, we facilitate lively discussions, debates, and interviews on the topics that matter most to you and I. From social justice to economic empowerment, education to healthcare, governance, and more. Tackling tough topics and amplifying your voice. Join the conversation and make your voice count. The people's voice. Make your voice count. The red carpets. Awards, the razzmatazz, music, fashion, interviews, and more. Spotlight on Voice of the People Television. Let's feed you with all the juicy stories in the global entertainment space, bringing you the glitz and glamour as it is hot. Stay tuned to Spotlight, 1 p.m. Monday to Friday. Spotlight on VOP TV. Entertainment like never before.
In a world where power shifts with every headlines, news breaks and events happens, we bring you unbiased and explicit information on politics, economy, and state of the nation. We break down the chaos. Facts, not fluff. Truth, not spin. We discuss not just politics, but a glimpse into the future. Voice of the People Television. Now you have more than a voice.
Africa is on the move, a continent of rising voices, untold stories, and powerful transformations. From the streets of Lagos to the heart of Nairobi, from the mines of Congo to the tech labs of Cape Town, the African story is being written every day. Bold, dynamic, unstoppable. This is African News on Voice of the People Television. We don't just bring you the news. We analyze and bring you Africa's heartbeat, the politics that shapes our nations, the economies that drives our future, the cultures that defines who we are, the voice that must be heard. Africa News, Africa's voice, Africa's future. Where Africa speaks, the world listens.
From the views on the street,
we go to bed empty hunger,
to the blaring horns of a hustling city, the loudest voices of the common man got a medium to be heard.
This particular administration, they were coming unprepared.
It's not a bad thing to renovate the president's lawn.
Through top-notch programming, unbiased reportage of news, sports, business, entertainment, and cultural documentaries, Voice of the People 90.3 FM became a symbol for 21st century media. And now, a new baby is born. Voice of the People Television, VOP TV, youthful, full of vigor and penchant for excellence in the continent's media space, exposing the wrongs, applauding the rights, dissecting the news without fear or favor, through factual and accurate stories and contents.
Corruption kills three things that makes a society.
Representing the interests of the people and giving them a voice. Voice of the People TV is here to stay towards building a fair society. VOP TV, Voice of the People Television, truly a voice for the people.
Voice of the People, you can hear me now. My name is Patrick Doyle, and I wish that you continue to echo the voices of the people. Big up VOP TV.
My name is Suibifa Dokobo. Please keep watching VOP TV.
Hi, my name is Kwekumali Ikenda Onyekwena, and I am with the Voice of the People TV. Now, if you're looking for the veritable channel for information, politics, robust discussions, you don't need to go far. VOP has you. VOP will always have you. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Patrick Diabwa, aka Ibani Chuka, Amayanabo the Eagle King, and you are watching VOP TV. Stay with us.
2564 is coming up on Burning 9, right?
The 2564 Atlantic Tower.
What happens in the hush behind hangar doors? Who signs the papers that gamble with lives? Which truths were grounded before they even ever had wings? If you've ever buckled a seatbelt at 30,000 feet, if you've ever stared out of that tiny window and wondered who's really in control of the skies, it isn't just flight, it's power, it's politics, it's pressure sealed in steel. We're peeling back the clouds from runway risks to sky-high secrets. We're diving deep where most dare not to look. Aviation Scope, every Sunday at 7 p.m. only on Voice of the People TV. We don't just report, we reveal. We don't just ask, we uncover. Because when it comes to the skies, ignorance is turbulence. Aviation Scope, the sky isn't the limit, it's just the beginning.
In a world where power shifts with every headline.
In a nation full of questions.
In a world filled with noise, the truth needs a voice.
The policies that shapes our world and the economy that determines our future.
Every hour, every day, the grapevine keeps buzzing. And together, we are committed to telling the stories that shape our world because your voice is our focus.
Don't forget, our voice matters the most. Let us come together and share our concerns.
I'm Mr. Familoni, and here's to VOP TV. Keep watching, stay tuned, do not touch that dial.
Arararara, my name is Made Kuti and you're watching BOP TV. Keep watching.
Welcome, my name is Zika Davis. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, boys, viewers, everybody, boys and girls. This is VOP TV. Do you know what that means? Voice of the People TV. You don't have a voice, don't come here. You better make sure your voice is heard.
Are you ready for the extraordinary? Something big is happening on your screen. Introducing VOP TV. Now streaming on SLTV channel 264. From breaking news to captivating conversations, news analysis, giving you all sides to the story. We break in-depth discussions on the issues that matter, from politics to sports, entertainment, and lifestyle. VOP TV on SLTV channel 264. Join us as we redefine what television means to you. Voice of the People Television, VOP TV. Now you have more than a voice. In a world where truth is the ultimate power and opinions scream the loudest, it's time to wade through the noise.
Hunger no get tribe. Hunger no get religion.
And scan the human interest and trending topics that matter. Stay tuned to The Issues, your plug to the stories making the buzz, from politics to science and technology, social justice, and more. Let's tackle the tough questions and expose the truth. The Issues on Voice of the People Television. Don't just react, understand. Do you want your voice to be heard? Do you know that you matter in the scheme of things? The People's Voice, the show where ordinary citizens take center stage as we discuss the biggest stories that affect you and I. With you in mind, we facilitate lively discussions, debates, and interviews on the topics that matter most to you and I. From social justice to economic empowerment, education to healthcare, governance, and more. Tackling tough topics and amplifying your voice. Join the conversation and make your voice count. The People's Voice. Make your voice count. The red carpets, awards, the razzmatazz, music, fashion, interviews, and more. Spotlight on Voice of the People Television. Let's feed you with all the juicy stories in the global entertainment space, bringing you the glitz and glamour as they hot. Stay tuned to Spotlight, 1 p.m. Monday to Friday. Spotlight on VOP TV. Entertainment like never before.
In a world where power shifts its every headlines, news breaks and events happens, we bring you unbiased and explicit information on politics, economy, and state of the nation. We break down the chaos.
In the first band. A beautiful morning it is, and we say welcome to VOP this morning. Feels like the last week in January, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. So some will say this is the fastest January in the history of the world. Oh well, welcome to the program. I am Moses Humphrey, and of course, let's take you into the conversations we'll be having this morning. Nnamdi Kanu declared U.S. citizen Goodwill ambassador. Serap sues Power Minister. NBET, over 128 billion naira missing fund. And also, Atiku cannot beat Tinubu even with Obi. This is coming from a minister. You want to find out which one. And also dive into these conversations that you do have to come along with us and follow us across social media. We are VOP TV Live across social media. And then on YouTube, it's Voice of the People Television. Welcome to the program.
Well, Moses, when you said this is the last week of the month, someone whispered, I don't know if it is from here or from the back end at Salary Week, and I pretended I didn't hear that. Good morning and thanks for joining us. I am Chukwuma Okoro.
Good morning. Thank you so much for joining us on VOP this morning. My name is Jane Ogoye. Let's go straight into the major topics for today. Japa, Nigeria needs 300,000 doctors, but only has 40,000. Nigeria's healthcare system is facing a severe manpower deficit with only 40,000 licensed doctors available to serve a population of over 220 million people. The country's Minister of Health and Social Welfare had previously stated that Nigeria had 55,000 licensed doctors, but the number has since dropped by 15,000 within a year. Lagos State Commissioner for Health, Professor Akin Abayomi, revealed that the state requires an additional 33,000 doctors to meet the healthcare demands of its growing population. The state currently has only 7,000 doctors serving an estimated 30 million residents. The mass exodus of healthcare professionals, popularly known as Japa syndrome, has been attributed to poor funding, dilapidated infrastructure, harsh working conditions, insecurity, and weak policy implementation. So when I saw this topic, the first thing that came to my mind was the fact that we are experiencing a gradual collapse of the Nigerian healthcare. Yeah.
Gradual.
Yes. Okay. So do I just say the healthcare system or sector has collapsed? Okay. I was trying to make it a bit softer. And it's really sad because when you look at the ratio of the available doctors to the number of patients, then you just know that you have to pray that as long as you live in Nigeria, you don't let Nigeria happen to you, and that you try as much as possible, to do everything you can so that you don't fall terribly ill, and then you can't even afford to visit a private hospital, and then you have to resort to the public government hospitals, because then you will know that health is really wealth. And then you know that this thing started since the COVID, the pandemic. I mean, it has always been there. I mean, the mass exodus. But during the COVID pandemic, you had a mass exodus because of the number of health workers that were needed abroad, where the COVID virus struck harder. And then you know that we are also losing a lot of our health professionals, some of our best hands, to countries who are paying more. We've had like our family doctor that we used for years. He's in Saudi Arabia now, and he's doing so good. You know what it is to actually, practice medicine in Saudi Arabia. And this is just one of the many examples. It also goes to show us that we have a big problem on our hands.
Oh, yes, we do.
Aside from what is even obtainable now, let's even look at the admission process. You talked about it last week, of even students, trying to get into, even the process of emergence, even getting the cutoff mark, then gaining admission, even the numbers of enrollees for medicine in our national universities has dropped. So while we are also experiencing this mass exodus, what are we also doing to replace attract and retain some of the best hands? What do you guys think? I think we really need to re-strategize and look inwards. Yeah.
What are we doing? That's a big question. Yeah. What is government doing? Because it's the onus really is on government to do the needful and replace doctors that we have lost. Countries put out information out there saying, look, they need doctors, they need teachers and opportunity to live and earn better, and Nigerians go there. And you won't blame anybody, really. You won't blame them. Everybody needs better conditions. Yeah. Now, what is government doing? What are we doing? First of the things that we should do is to make the health sector conducive enough. Ensure that there are equipments. Ensure that those that practice should, not be exhausted because they're practicing, because we have a few of them. We should also ensure that they are properly remunerated. Because to be honest with you, a lot of Nigerians don't want to travel abroad. A lot of them feel if they stay here, I mean, maybe when we start seeing this tax thing, then we'll know if that thoughts will change. But a lot of people feel they don't have to pay the kind of taxes that they pay abroad if they earn well here. But because they are not earning well here, and they know that if they pay those taxes abroad, they will see the benefits of what they are paying for. They would rather go there and work. They know they are working their behinds out over there. They work. You say you're stretching them here. They are stretched over there as well. They run shifts and then they do more than one job. But the good thing is, you know that what you're earning, you can see it. There are basic amenities. You get into your apartment and there's light. You turn on the tap, there's water. I mean, there's the benefits. Now, I stumbled on a report from U.S. Embassy in Nigeria, advising Americans that want to visit Nigeria for whatever reason, and it was a damning report, to be honest with you. It was heartbreaking to read, and it was on a platform of broadcasters, and somebody said, let's also have a report from the Nigerian embassy in America about, we know those problems exist here.
I wanted to come to that. The people that put up that report are enemies of the country, people who don't want this country to.
Can you imagine? That's a wrong mindset.
That's the mindset.
That's a wrong mindset. Rather than fix the problem.
We start to now blaming. Who did this to us? Who did this? You understand?
Meanwhile, that report stated that if an American wants to come visit Nigeria, they should be aware that healthcare is bad. Now, they did say that Nigeria has qualified professionals, but poor institutions, poor equipment. It was stated there. So we do have people that are qualified because they go abroad and they excel.
Oh, yes, they do.
But here they have poor equipment, things to work with are not provided. And then they also stated that because of the way the country is, if you ensure that you have cash in hand before you go to the hospital, because healthcare professionals will demand payment before treatment. Yes, it was. Wow. They said ambulance services are not available, non-existent. And if we look around, how many times have you tried to call an ambulance and have one come around? And how speedily do they get to you? These are things that we should address. They also, they mentioned a lot of things, a plethora of problems, lack of basic drugs, medication, I beg your pardon, because if you say drugs, now they think a different thing, but lack of medication, and some of the things they said are commonly available, fake drugs.
My goodness.
Fake
adulterated.
Diabetes, you hardly find original diabetes drugs in Nigeria.
Drugs.
Hypertension drugs, you hardly find original. And these are caused by Nigerians that import these things intentionally to make money at the expense of lives of other people. And what are the regulatory agencies doing? Rather than solve the problem, we are passing the buck. We are looking for who to blame. So that's a big issue.
It's our way. You've said a lot. When Jen started out this morning and she said the healthcare sector is gradually collapsing, that word collapse caught me. Because yesterday I stumbled on a book I had read a long time ago, Collapse by Jared Diamond, how societies choose to fail or survive. Now, the operational word there is choose to fail or survive by Jared Diamond, environmental biologist, one of the best. I think after Charles Darwin, he's the most notable environmental biologist. And he said, in the midst of all of this, that when problems become perceptible, that we begin to see the problems as we see them now, before they get to crisis proportion, we choose to ignore. And another thing he says is that when the short-term interests of the political elite intersect with the long-term benefits of society, and we ignore it. And after reading that, section, what came to my mind is that, did this man have Nigeria in mind?
I just wanted to say that.
Did he have Nigeria in mind when he was reading this book, when he was writing this book? And it's a lot. It's a book I like to go back to all the time because it speaks to what we are passing through in. And anytime I go back to that book, I say, this man, did he have Nigeria in mind? Because practically everything he has said is the problem with Nigeria. He talked about how societies fail. You know, Maya city-states, the Aztec revolution, the Inca civilization, and all of those things, how they collapsed in broad daylight like this. Because they chose to, they didn't do the right things. Now, let's bring it back up. The professor, the Commissioner for Health painted a very scary picture. Very scary picture. He says Lagos State needs about 30,000 doctors. We have only 7,000 now. Now, they have opened a University of Medicine in Lagos State, and they will start recruiting. And all of us know what goes into the recruitment process and all of that. People are not qualified. There is under the table understanding. People get into study medicine, their first MB, second MB, you pay like a certain amount of money to cross and all of that. And you know the scariest thing? We used to go to Europe and the West, like Jen mentioned. We are now going to the Middle East to practice medicine. And you know there's big money there.
Big money.
There's big money there. So when United States say you have to drop like $50,000, you know, as a bond, you know, before you get visa. I mean, Saudi is going to take you in and even pay your tickets, your flight and everything.
And for your family.
Oman is doing the same thing. Bahrain is doing the same thing. All those Middle Eastern countries are looking for doctors and they pay very well. Well, it's quite unfortunate. My payoff line is in all of this is the problems have become perceptible. Now we see them happen, you know. Unfortunately, we have reached a crisis proportion. So what do we do to ensure that we don't witness a total collapse? The call is on the government to do the needful. This place, there is nothing like shared responsibility between the government and the people. The buck stops at the desk of the government.
Of the government, yes. That is it's the responsibility of the government.
We need to keep shouting and ensuring that they do the right thing.
Maybe that's one thing we can do.
Because when you said choice and choose not to do, it means that we actually do have the capacity to change, to turn things around, but we are choosing not to do. So I feel, just like you said, it's intentional.
Yes, it is.
It's intentional.
Oh well, we'll continue to have these conversations until there is a change in all sectors, health sector. I mean, we're going to talk about accidents on the road, tanker explosion and the rest of them, because these things are reoccurring. And then I saw a report somewhere that talked about between 2016 and 2024, it had about almost 49,500 and something deaths, road accidents, road crashes, and the rest. Quite a disturbing one, if you look at the figures, really. But anyway, let's move away from all of that because of time. We'll touch on that some other time. But in the meantime, let's run to the papers now. Let's take newspaper headlines. So, from Daily Independence, these are the headlines here. Shell CEO credits Tinubu's reform for $20 billion investment plan. Banks tighten risk controls despite improved credit. Recapitalization. 4 banks risk forced merger downgrade as deadline nears. Police intercept truck conveying explosive devices. Arrest driver. Serap sues Adelabu NBET over failure to account for 128 billion naira in power ministry. We also have NDIC, EFCC forge alliance on failed banks assets recovery prosecution. Governor Yusuf to rejoin APC today. Governor Yusuf, okay. Rising dormant PPP accounts threaten pension sustainability. And the bottom strip there, Tinubu departs for Turkey today on state visit. This year seems to be, the president will do a lot of globe-trotting this year. He's just been how many days in the country?
I lost count.
No, how many days in the country? He hasn't been, I don't think he has spent a week in the country yet. Yeah. In 2026. He came into the country, I think on the 16th or thereabouts. Oh well.
Well, I'm used to his absence.
We are used to his absence.
And on the front page of the Nigerian Tribune, why we will invest $20 billion in Nigeria, Shell CEO commends Tinubu's leadership. Electoral Act Amendment Bill, stakeholders tackle National Assembly. Suspected drug traffickers open fire on customs in Ogun. 2 officers injured. Domestic abuse ends in horror as man kills wife, self with acids. Diplomats divided over federal government's payment of $9 million to U.S. lobbying firm. Still on the front page of the Tribune. Senators end 35-day Xmas and New Year break. Nigerian banks face tough road to Africa's top 10. Awujale, Council of Otumbas say no law prohibits holders from contesting stool. Kanu Governor Abba Yusuf joins APC today. Oyo at 50 celebrations begin today.
All right, now let's quickly run through the Punch newspaper with the window headlines. U.S. exports to Nigeria jumped 60% amid Trump tariff. Discos rejects FG's free meter plan. Policeman invests $60 million in Nigeria's largest recycling plant. Okay, that's an advertorial. And beside the nameplate, you have inflation erases 2.8 trillion naira from workers' pay in 1 year. The big story, 2027 battle. Kanu earthquake as Yusuf dumps opposition for APC. NNPP senator attacks FG over Kanu governor's defection. PDP, ADC, others slam move as moral collapse, not political gain. More story from the Punch newspaper. NDLEA nabbed Brazilian lady with 3 billion naira heroin at Abuja airport. Now that's huge. I'll check that again for emphasis. NDLEA nabbed Brazilian lady with 3 billion naira heroin at Abuja airport. Minority caucus house clash over tax law probe. Suspected kidnappers kill police inspector during rescue operation in Oyo. That's a sad one. Tinubu share in high-level talks over $20 billion Nigeria investment. I'll check that again for emphasis. Tinubu share in high-level talks over $20 billion Nigeria investment. And that's it from the Punch newspaper. And I guess that's pretty how far we can go on newspaper headlines this morning. We'll return at 10 o'clock for extended review of newspaper headlines. In the meantime, let's take a quick break. And when we return, we'll discuss Nnamdi Kanu was granted honorary citizenship of the state of Georgia, United States of America. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Africa is on the move, a continent of rising voices, untold stories, and powerful transformations. From the streets of Lagos to the heart of Nairobi, from the mines of Congo to the tech labs of Cape Town, the African story is being written every day. Bold, dynamic, unstoppable. This is African News on Voice of the People Television. We don't just bring you the news. We analyze and bring you Africa's heartbeat, the politics that shapes our nations, the economies that drives our future, the cultures that defines who we are, the voice that must be heard. Africa News, Africa's voice, Africa's future. Where Africa speaks, the world listens.
From the views on the street.
We go to bed empty hunger.
to the blaring horns of a hustling city. The loudest voices of the common man got a medium to be heard.
This particular administration, they were coming unprepared.
It's not a bad thing to renovate the president's law.
Through top-notch programming, unbiased reportage of news, sports, business, entertainment, and cultural documentaries, Voice of the People, 90.3 FM, became a symbol for 21st century media. And now, a new baby is born. Voice of the People Television, VOP TV, youthful, full of vigor and penchant for excellence in the continent's media space, exposing the wrongs, applauding the rights, dissecting the news without fear or favor, through factual and accurate stories and contents.
Corruption kills three things that makes a society.
Representing the interests of the people and giving them a voice. Voice of the People TV is here to stay towards building a fair society. VOP TV, Voice of the People Television, truly a voice for the people.
Voice of the People, you can hear me now. My name is Patrick Doyle, and I wish that you continue to echo the voices of the people. Big up VOP TV.
My name is So Ibifa Dokobo. Please.
Well, thank you very much for joining us. Now, let's dive into the conversation. Now, the jailed leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, Nnamdi Kanu, has been conferred with honorary citizenship of the state of Georgia, United States of America. Kanu was also adopted as an outstanding citizen and Goodwill ambassador from Georgia. The proclamation was made by Georgia's Secretary of State, Brad Raffensperger, and the certificate of citizenship was received by former Consul General of Nigeria in South Africa, Ambassador Uche Ajulu Okeke, on behalf of Kanu. Kanu, who is currently serving a life sentence in prison following his conviction for treasonable offenses. Oh, well, the essence of this is what we are talking about. Now, we do have Barrister Darlington Agumo joining us this morning. Barrister, good morning to you.
Good morning, Moses, Jane, and Okoro. How are we today?
Very well, thank you.
Now, when this issue came up, a lot of Nigerians, especially on social media, commented saying, look, okay, this is an honor given to a man who is currently serving jail term in Nigeria for, allegations of treason and the rest of them. But what does this really mean for Nnamdi Kanu, the sentence that he's serving? Does this mean that the United States of America will officially step in and, impact his early release? Barrister?
Yeah, Moses. I thank God for what we are hearing and seeing today concerning Nnamdi Kanu, because when we said it initially that this man is innocent, he didn't commit all these offenses that warrant life sentence. People said that we are being sentimental. We are being sentimental. And I keep asking them, where is that country that have named Nnamdi Kanu as a terrorist in the whole world? None. So it is a shame to the federal government of Nigeria for what they did to Nnamdi Kanu. It's a shame on them. Seriously. And I know that with time, Donald Trump will look into Nnamdi Kanu's matter. It's a matter of time. We are getting there. It is one thing at a time. One day, Nnamdi Kanu's case will come up at the international level, and the whole world will ask questions. Because everything that was done to Nnamdi Kanu was not right. Seriously, it was not right. Do you know the irony? The man who went to Kenya to kidnap him is going through the same ordeal that he subjected Nnamdi Kanu to. A court freed him the other day. As he was coming out as a free man, DSS arrested him and took him back to jail. The same thing this man did when Nnamdi Kanu was freed. You can imagine. So it's a matter of time. Nnamdi Kanu, I thank God for the spirit he has. Nothing will happen to him. He will come out.
Nothing will happen to him.
Yes.
But Barrister, what is the essence of granting honorary citizenship to a man that is serving life sentence? What's the essence of it?
That means they didn't believe in what you have done. Mr. Okoro, it shows that the world out there, they believe in Nnamdi Kanu. They believe in the body. They believe in the cause you are pursuing. It shows that the Nigerian government made a mistake. If I said shame will be on them for all these things. Shame will be. Let them challenge America and ask them, why did you give them such an honor to a man? Let them challenge them.
Yes, I was coming to that. How do you think this will impact Nigeria-US relations?
They won't talk about it, Mr. Okoro. They won't even mention it at all. They will pretend as if they didn't hear or see it because they don't want to anger everybody. Because of what they did to Nnamdi Kanu. Everything, the trial, everything was wrong. And they know it. They just want to put him away. Look at what other people have done. That is 100 times worse than what they were accusing Nnamdi Kanu of. What happened to them, Okoro? Please, what happened to them? It's a shame on the federal government of Nigeria for what they did to Nnamdi Kanu. His God will fight for him over this nonsense they did. The real terrorists are out there. They are dining and whining with them. A foreign terrorist called Goodwill is there, issuing threats, giving order, and villagers are leaving their homes, leaving their families.
How much influence can America have over a court's ruling in Nigeria, over a citizen of Nigeria? How much influence can America have?
As I talk to you now, 80 prisoners have been released in Venezuela on the orders of Donald Trump. 80. The people that this president drug pusher has detained.
Maduro.
Maduro. Yes. They are being released. So wherever there is injustice everywhere in the world, Mr. Okoro, we should all fight it. Nnamdi Kanu is a prisoner of conscience. What did he do? Self-determination that is enshrined in the UN Charter.
Right, so why didn't America step in at the time when he was incarcerated? Why didn't America? I mean, we know how America can be with those that are from America, especially when they have dual citizenship. We know how they can interfere in such incarceration. Why didn't America interfere when he was incarcerated? Because the wife even called for assistance. Some Nigerians also called America to get involved at that time. And the international community as well.
The bureaucracy in America is so huge. In fact, America is the world. The bureaucracy, the information Donald Trump received in his day is almost the information the whole world received. All this thing come to his table.
So it took time for it to get to his ears.
I think so.
It took years for it to get to his ears.
But he was almost there. Ask yourself how this trial panned out. That was when the discussion was on. And this federal government discovered that this man may call for Nnamdi Kanu release. And they went on a trial, on a hurried trial. That was what I kicked against what she already did. When he was talking about to release Nnamdi Kanu protest, I kicked against it. Everybody saw my stand because I knew something was in the offing. It would have been easier now for Donald Trump to talk about Nnamdi Kanu in detention than now that have jailed him. And the federal government knew. That was why they hurried that trial. And I was telling my people, don't support this show and what he's trying to do. There's something behind it. Nobody listened to me. It would have been very, very easier because by now nobody will talk of a trial because of what is going on today. Nobody, the federal government wouldn't have tried to try Nnamdi Kanu with Donald Trump looking at what is going on here. Because he will ask questions. So why are you trying this man when other terrorists are out there?
Barrister, do you think this move will force Nigerian government to have like a behind-the-scene political.
Of course. Yeah, it's going to
having that legal confrontation.
It's going to happen. It's a question of time. All these things will come to the table at one point or the other. Because right now, Donald Trump is saying no more Muslim ticket. No more Muslim.
Is that what he said?
Donald Trump, that's the condition he gave. No more Muslim. And Tinubu dare not go against it. He said it.
All right. Talking about Barrister, I recall asking when you brought the issue of Jackson, Sunday Jackson, who was released last week. It's like somehow I preempted this award given to Nnamdi, because I asked you at that point, do you think that the United States will give this as a condition? You have to release it.
Yes, I said so. Yes, I said.
Exactly.
Yes.
I asked you the question.
Yes, it's coming.
I want us to return to the issue of how this impacts, Nigeria-United States relations. For a while now, the federal government has been saying, look, it is IPOB that went to the United States of America to tell the U.S. government and Trump that, look, there's Christian genocide in Nigeria. At the backdrop of this, you see a state in the United States of America, Georgia, to be very precise, award Nnamdi the honorary citizenship, an ambassador of Goodwill, And I want us to return to the issue of how that will impact Nigerians. Do you think that they will call up the issue of the image burnishing that they are doing when we are paying about $750,000 a month? Are they going to use it to attack and recreate the narrative about IPOB being a terrorist organization and all of that? What do you expect to see in the coming days coming from the Nigerian government?
I am telling you that the shame of what the federal government did to Nnamdi Kanu and IPOB will not allow them to mention anything like that again to the U.S. government. Because they know that the U.S. government is not in support of what they did to Nnamdi Kanu. So they won't even want to attract any attention. That's why I'm telling you that they will keep quiet over this award they gave Nnamdi Kanu.
Even when they insist that it was IPOB that pulled Trump into Nigeria.
All those ones are rumors. It's not even the federal government. It's some hangers on.
No, the federal government has said that. It was in the Guardian of Friday.
Let them make all those noise. But did you hear the U.S. make noise about it? Did it attract any international attention? That one is by the way, because you and I know the truth, that this is propaganda. The genocide going on in Nigeria is known by the whole world. So why would you say it was Nnamdi Kanu or IPOB? Can you just imagine?
Barrister, this award, this honorary citizenship given to Nnamdi Kanu, is it going to internationalize this matter? And I'd also like to recall that Nnamdi is a British citizen. And in all of this, UK has been mute, over the issues since trial and all of that. They never interfered. They never said anything. A British citizen being tried in another country, sentenced to prison, life sentence and all. Do you think that it will somehow internationalize the Nnamdi Kanu problem?
It will. I told you here, it's a matter of time before Nnamdi Kanu's case will come to the front burner internationally. America will pick it up at one point or the other. I said it is one thing at a time. At a point, when this matter gets to the level it will get to, Donald Trump will intervene and ask questions. I'm not joking. If they can relieve that Jackson man, why would they release the Nnamdi Kanu? No, tell me. Because these are men of injustice. It's injustice on his own. So all those things that they accuse IPOB and Nnamdi Kanu, the whole world has seen that it was just a travesty of justice. No, that's why nobody is buying into what the federal government is doing. Nobody is paying attention. UK, you are talking about, UK have interest in Nigeria.
Okay.
They have interest from the day of amalgamation till now. UK never wanted Nigeria to breed. They want us to remain where we are, where they kept us. And so, if there's anybody that is coming to change the status quo, they will not be comfortable with it.
Okay, so apparently they are in tacit support of Nnamdi's sentence.
Of course, that's why they never said anything. You can imagine. That's why they never said anything. They never said anything. Under normal circumstances, they are the one who's supposed to be at the front burner instead of Donald Trump of America.
Being a British citizen.
Yes, not even that. Being a colonial master. They should be interested in what is going on in Nigeria.
No, you already said they have interest in what is going on.
I am trying to buttress the fact that they are not Nigerian friends.
Okay.
That's why they are keeping mute. Because some people want to topple the status quo they left since 1914. And so they won't be happy with it. So anybody that want to go towards that route, they won't like it. Anything that they not the handed power to is doing, they will support it. Because they want it to remain like that. That is the British people for you. Always looking for a way to suppress people. That's why they lost their prestige in the whole world. They lost it.
Barrister, you said something in the course of this program. Trump having to go to Venezuela to release about 90 prisoners.
Yeah, 80 of them.
And you say you expect that he will do the same thing here in Nigeria. Of course, he has already done that.
Yes.
Barrister, how does that fit into international law, international relations, about the issues of sovereignty? What is America trying to say? Like, you stay in your country. Trump already said, well, we are running Venezuela from Washington. So what does that speak about global power in terms of sovereignty of nations? Is it a proper thing to do? Is it right to do that?
I have told you here that evil does not last forever.
Who defines what is evil?
Hold on, I'm coming.
Barrister, who defines what is evil?
Somebody. Yes.
The same Donald Trump that Saudi Arabia, when they killed Khashoggi in Turkey, is now trying to speak about good and evil. So who determines what is evil?
Mr. Kuru, now let me tell you, there are levels of evil.
Okay.
If you're a world power, you decide what you want and what you don't want. That's why you're a world power. Okay. You decide what you want and what you don't. It's like challenging God. Who are you to challenge God? Who are you? There are things that God has done that we don't even understand. Some of us will think, if we see God, we'll query him. But he's God. He said nobody can query him. That's the truth. You said that you are giving a land to the Israelites, a promised land. Meanwhile, some people were in that land. You give them the. Is that not what's causing problem today? So can you go and ask God, why did you do this? You can't.
Okay, so God is the architect of that problem now.
Didn't you hear me? He said a promised land. And the promised land is where the Palestinians were living. This is one day when the Israelites were dragging them away from their house and occupying it by force.
Okay.
Didn't you see it?
No, I asked a simple question.
I'm telling you now. So, but there must be a history behind it.
Okay.
So when a world power is dictating what he wants and what he does not want, you don't have the power to challenge
So
him.
when a world power, so the line between good and evil gets blurred because there's a world power.
Of course.
Because the Trump will say, well, we can't stop doing business with Saudi Arabia because Khashoggi was killed. And the same Trump will turn around and say, well, release 90 prisoners from Venezuela because they were, unlawfully
in international politics. The Machiavellian principle plays the major role. The end justifies the means. If there's an end you are pursuing, you can overlook all that to pursue that end. Saudi Arabia is a business partner with America. America is owing that country so much money. American security are in that country. American business, American companies are in that country, and they're making a hell of money. So that alone covers every other thing.
Barrister, let's bring it back home.
It's a capitalist state.
Let's bring it back home. So we have established that great powers do whatever they like.
Exactly.
So if we come to back home here in Nigeria, is it proper to say that great politicians should do what they like and work alone?
No.
Barrister, you are cherry picking.
Oh, no. I said great power. What power?
So we are talking about powerful people in the country. Can they do what they choose to?
There is no powerful person here. Do you know what it means? Is that what you are comparing? Because you stole a lot of money. Is that what makes you powerful?
How did great powers become great powers?
They work on their economy. America is the greatest economy today. Can you challenge it? $39 trillion.
Okay.
You are not even up to 1 trillion. What are you saying?
So we are comparing.
I'm trying to convince you. Don't go through that route. There's no great man here. All of them are looters. They plundered the economy.
Do you know how America made its money?
They worked on their economy.
How did they work on it? They
grew their economy. No American president has been accused of the type of humongous amount our leaders are stealing here. Nobody can do it in America and get away with it. It's not possible. The system will catch him. But here, up to today, we are talking about 210 trillion naira missing in NPC. Mr. Okoro, that money is with somebody. Two of us. Did it just disappear? Is that what you call a great man?
So with this new Georgia proclamation, so are we saying that Kanu's case is now being reframed globally as a human rights issue and not a criminal one.
It has never been a criminal matter. That Kanu is a political prisoner of conscience. Forget about all these shenanigans the federal government are doing and all that. I'm telling you that people have done worse things than Nnamdi, and nobody called them. Nobody even reprimanded them or arrested them. Is that not true? People that sponsor the terrorism are still with us up to today. They are here. Plateau. Did IPOP occupy any place in the southeast? No, tell me. These are facts that you and I can verify. So what happened to those people? You left them as if it does not matter. But you can arrest Nnamdi and imprison him, Abi. God will save him. God will bring him out of that place. I'm very, very sure of that. No matter what they do. Kanu is a true Igbo son. The God of Igbo land will save him from there. He will come out. Because it has happened. Just last week, Al-Mustafa, the former CSO to Abacha, was freed by the Supreme Court. Was freed after how many years? He was in detention throughout Obasanjo's regime, true or false? So if some people can go free, why can't Nnamdi Kanu?
Okay, Barrister, let's come further home. This award to Nnamdi Kanu, now this recognition, how do you think is going to impact federal government IPOB relations in the coming days? I mean,
they will now with this award, they should not be having a rethink. Okay. Yes, they should not be having that a world power, a state, in the country of the world power is recognizing Nnamdi Kanu, and that up to today nobody has seen Nnamdi Kanu as a terrorist. So it should give them a rethink. That is just the truth.
Barrister, this award, we understand, it's just honorary. It's not legally binding. It doesn't confer U.S. citizenship on Nnamdi Kanu. Am I correct?
Look,
it's just honorary, yes.
Now, from clapping hand, we then enter dance. So.
Okay, so where are we now?
We are clapping hand now.
Okay, so honorary now, not full citizenship.
We are going there. It's a gradual process. That's what I'm telling you. It's a another state. You know, America have 50 states.
Exactly.
One of them will take it a notch further. One of them will say, so this guy, okay, let us take
No. My question is this. It doesn't actually confer U.S. citizenship on Nnamdi Kanu.
It's coming now. It's coming.
Okay, it's coming. So in the meantime, before it comes, so how do you think that will affect IPOB federal government relations here in Nigeria? Is Nigeria going to come hard on them?
No, for what? For what reason? They are even softening up now. The other day, they celebrated the January 27 killing of their members somewhere. They protested all around the January. Nobody talked to them. Abi? So they are beginning to understand what is happening.
Okay, so there's more like a tour in the relationship between FG and IPO.
Yeah, they are beginning to be sensible. That's what I'm telling you, yes.
So you think that this president is doing good by that?
No, he's not doing any good. He's not doing any good at all. This is your right.
Okay.
You cannot give me my right. This is a natural right for me to protest what I don't like. He's not doing anything.
No, he has allowed a free space. We had people who didn't allow a free space.
That's what it is their own odium. Didn't they get to what they deserve from that? How can you give me my right? It's my right. I'm the owner. So why can you not give it to me? No, you don't. You have not done me any favor.
But someone once took away that right from you.
And the person got what he deserved.
Okay, so the person that allow you to have access those rights now is not doing good by you.
It's not doing any good because it's my right. You didn't hear me. He didn't do me a favor. The favor he will do to me now is to make sure that I'm secured. That's what he swore to do. He swore that he will protect life and property. That is the greatest thing Tinubu will do, and I will clap for him.
Barrister, don't you think this recognition might also harden the government's stance against?
No, they dare not. They dare not. Harden waiting. They dare not. The one they did is still smelling. They don't want to offend anybody again by being hard on anybody instead of the terrorists. They dare not. You have forgotten. America is watching minute by minute what's going on in Nigeria. You can't tell me that you are looking for peace and you are asking for trouble at the same time. No, America will not take that too. They will not take that.
All right, then this will be a good place to anchor this conversation. Thank you very much, Barrister Darlington Agumore. Now we move away from this conversation. We'll get into another conversation this morning, looking at the political side of things. Well, Serap, I beg your pardon, looking at Serap suing the Minister of Power, Adebayo Adelabu, and also NBET over 128 billion naira missing funds. Let's talk about this when we come back. Stay with us.
What happens in the hush behind hangar doors? Who signs the papers that gamble with lives? Which truths were grounded before they even ever had wings? If you've ever buckled a seatbelt at 30,000 feet, if you've ever stared out of that tiny window and wondered who's really in control of the skies, it isn't just flight, it's power, it's politics, it's pressure sealed in steel. We're peeling back the clouds from runway risks to sky-high secrets. We're diving deep where most dare not to look. Aviation Scope, every Sunday at 7 p.m. only on Voice of the People TV. We don't just report, we reveal. We don't just ask, we uncover. Because when it comes to the skies, ignorance is turbulence. Aviation Scope, the sky isn't the limit, it's just the beginning.
In a world where power shifts with every headline.
In a nation full of questions.
In a world filled with noise, the truth needs a voice.
The policies that shapes our world and the economy that determines our future.
Every hour, every day, the grapevine keeps buzzing. And together, we are committed to telling the stories that shape our world because your voice is our focus.
Don't forget, our voice matters the most. Let us come together and share our concerns.
Mr. Ofamiloni, and here's to VOP TV. Keep watching, stay tuned, do not touch that dial.
Arararara, my name is Made Kuti and you're watching BOP TV. Keep watching.
Welcome, my name is Zika Davis. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, boys, viewers, everybody, boys and girls. This is VOP TV. Do you know what that means? Voice of the People TV. You don't have a voice, don't come here. You better make sure your voice is heard.
Ready for the extraordinary? Something big is happening on your screen. Introducing VOP TV. Now streaming on SLTV channel 264. From breaking news to captivating conversations, news analysis, giving you all sides to the story. We break in-depth discussions on the issues that matter, from politics to sports, entertainment, and lifestyle. VOP TV on SLTV channel 264. Join us as we redefine what television means to you. Voice of the People Television, VOP TV. Now you have more than a voice.
In a world where truth is the ultimate power and opinions scream the loudest, it's time to wade through the noise.
Hunger no get tribe. Hunger no get religion.
and scan the human interest and trending topics that matter. Stay tuned to The Issues, your plug to the stories making the buzz, from politics to science and technology, social justice, and more. Let's tackle the tough questions and expose the truth. The Issues on Voice of the People Television. Don't just react, understand. Do you want your voice to be heard? Do you know that you matter in the scheme of things? The People's Voice, the show where ordinary citizens take center stage as we discuss the biggest stories that affect you and I. With you in mind, we facilitate lively discussions, debates, and interviews on the topics that matter most to you and I, from social justice to economic empowerment, education to healthcare, governance, and more, tackling tough topics and amplifying your voice. Join the conversation and make your voice count. The People's Voice. Make your voice count. The red carpets, awards, the razzmatazz, music, fashion, interviews, and more. Spotlight on Voice of the People Television. Let's feed you with all the juicy stories in the global entertainment space, bringing you the glitz and glamour as it is hot. Stay tuned to Spotlight, 1 p.m. Monday to Friday. Spotlight on VOP TV. Entertainment like never before.
In a world where power shifts its every headlines, news breaks and events happens, we bring you unbiased and explicit information on politics, economy, and state of the nation. We break down the chaos. Facts, not fluff. Truth, not spin. We discuss not just politics, but a glimpse into the future. Voice of the People Television. Now you have more than a voice.
Africa is on the move, a continent of rising voices, untold stories, and powerful transformations. From the streets of Lagos to the heart of Nairobi, from the mines of Congo to the tech labs of Cape Town, the African story is being written every day. Bold, dynamic, unstoppable. This is African News on Voice of the People Television. We don't just bring you the news. We analyze and bring you Africa's heartbeat, the politics that shapes our nations, the economies that drives our future, the cultures that defines who we are, the voice that must be heard. Africa News, Africa's voice, Africa's future. Where Africa speaks, the world listens.
From the views on the street,
we go to bed empty hunger,
to the blaring horns of a hustling city, the loudest voices of the common man got a medium to be heard.
This particular administration, they were coming unprepared.
It's not a bad thing to renovate the president's lawn.
Through top-notch programming, unbiased reportage of news, sports, business, entertainment, and cultural documentaries, Voice of the People 90.3 FM became a symbol for 21st century media. And now, a new baby is born. Voice of the People Television, VOP TV, youthful, full of vigor and penchant for excellence in the continent's media space, exposing the wrongs, applauding the rights, dissecting the news without fear or favor, through factual and accurate stories and contents.
Corruption kills three things that makes a society.
Representing the interests of the people and giving them a voice. Voice of the People TV is here to stay towards building a fair society. VOP TV, Voice of the People Television, truly a voice for the people.
Voice of the people, you can hear me now. My name is Patrick Doyle, and I wish that you continue to echo the voices of the people. Big up VOP TV.
My name is Suibifa Dokubo. Please keep watching VOP TV.
Hi, my name is Kwekumali Ikena Onyekwena, and I am with the Voice of the People TV. Now, if you're looking for the veritable channel for information, politics, robust discussions, you don't need to go far. VOP has you. VOP will always have you. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Patrick Diabwa, aka Ibani Chuka, Amayanabo the Eagle King, and you are watching VOP TV. Stay with us.
2564 is coming up on Burning 9 right now. 2564 Atlantic Tower.
What happens in the hush behind hangar doors? Who signs the papers that gamble with lives? Which truths were grounded before they even ever had wings? If you've ever buckled a seatbelt at 30,000 feet, if you've ever stared out of that tiny window and wondered who's really in control of the skies, it isn't just flight, it's power, it's politics, it's pressure sealed in steel. We're peeling back the clouds from runway risks to sky-high secrets. We're diving deep where most dare not to look. Aviation Scope, every Sunday at 7 p.m. only on Voice of the People TV. We don't just report, we reveal. We don't just ask, we uncover. Because when it comes to the skies, ignorance is turbulence. Aviation Scope, the sky isn't the limit, it's just the beginning.
In a world where power shifts with every headline.
In a nation full of questions.
In a world filled with noise, the truth needs a voice.
The policies that shapes our world and the economy that determines our future.
Every hour, every day, the grapevine keeps buzzing. And together, we are committed to telling the stories that shape our world because your voice is our focus.
Don't forget, our voice matters the most. Let us come together and share our concerns.
My name is Familoni, and here's to VOP TV. Keep watching, stay tuned, do not touch that dial.
My name is Made Kuti, and you're watching BOP TV. Keep watching.
Welcome, my name is Zika Davis. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, boys, viewers, everybody, boys and girls. This is VOP TV. Do you know what that means? Voice of the People TV. You don't have a voice, don't come here. You better make sure your voice is heard.
Are you ready for the extraordinary? Something big is happening on your screen. Introducing VOP TV, now streaming on SLTV channel 264. From breaking news to captivating conversations, news analysis, giving you all sides to the story. We break in-depth discussions on the issues that matter, from politics to sports, entertainment, and lifestyle. VOP TV on SLTV channel 264. Join us as we redefine what television means to you. Voice of the People Television, VOP TV. Now you have more than a voice.
In a world where truth is the ultimate power and opinions scream the loudest, it's time to wade through the noise.
Hunger no get tribe. Hunger no get religion.
And scan the human interest and trending topics that matter. Stay tuned to The Issues, your plug to the stories making the buzz, from politics to science and technology, social justice, and more. Let's tackle the tough questions and expose the truth, the issues. On Voice of the People Television, don't just react, understand. Do you want your voice to be heard? Do you know that you matter in the scheme of things?
All right, welcome back and thanks for staying with us. And if you are just joining us, this is VOP This Morning. The Socio-Economic Rights and Accountability Project, SERAP, has filed a lawsuit against the Minister of Power, Adebayo Adelabu, and the Nigerian Bulk Electricity Trading PLC, NBET, over alleged missing or diverted 128 billion naira in public funds. Well, according to SERAP, the funds were meant for critical projects to improve Nigeria's power infrastructure, but there is no evidence of how the money was spent. The lawsuit marked FHC/ABJ/CS/143/2026 was filed at the Federal High Court in Abuja, seeking an order of mandamus to compel Adelabu and NBET to account for the missing funds and disclose details of how the money was spent, including the dates of disbursement and the beneficiaries or contractors who received the money. SERAP argues that granting the relief sought will help tackle systemic failures in the power sector and improve access to regular and uninterrupted electricity supply for Nigerians. The group also cited provisions of the 1999 Constitution and international anti-corruption conventions, stressing that public institutions are legally bound to ensure transparency, accountability, and abolition of corrupt practices. Well, we've been joined in the studio here by Dr. Peter Anosike. Peter is a philosopher, he's a journalist and author of Nigeria, Dangote's 10 Commandments of Money. It's bestseller in Wall Street Journal. Dr. Anosike, thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me.
Okay, beautiful. Now, I'm sure you're conversant with this conversation. 128 billion naira missing, in the electricity power sector. And SERAP has gone to court to say, look, Minister Adelabu, we need you to account for this. Now, this information is coming from the Auditor General's account of audited accounts in 1922. And we are just getting to know now that 128 billion naira is missing. Mind you, SERAP is asking Adelabu to account for it, but he wasn't minister then. So how do we situate all of this? Is it about, okay, now we need continuity in ministries and all of that? The minister should be aware of what happened in the past and all of that. Why shouldn't we be asking the people that were in power at that time? Why now?
Well, for me, at times, this could be seen as a witch hunt. This man is preparing for Oyo State governorship election.
Okay.
And his opponents may be pushing this kind of narrative. I know that what civil society usually do is to put government agencies on their toes.
Okay.
Understand? To ensure that there's transparency. But he cannot account for what happened when he was not in the office.
Okay, so how about the ministry itself, MBET, there shouldn't there be a continuum, in governance?
No, government is a continuum. And where there's a transparency, that an outgoing government is supposed to give records to the succeeding one, which doesn't always happen in
Nigeria,
in the country, understand? So SERAP is doing what is supposed to do as a civil society organization. But it is good that the person that was there before should have been taken to court
to account.
To account.
Okay, now let's return to the question of accountability. 128 billion naira, that's a lot of money, and that is not the only money we are looking for in that power sector. As far back as between 1999 and 2007, Obasanjo spent a certain amount of money.
They say $16 billion.
$16 billion. And up until today, we have not reconciled the issues around the $16 billion. As at last count, in 3 years, I think we had 54 national grid collapses, you know. And at the point, we changed the name from grid collapse to partial disturbance and all of that. What does that speak about the intentionality of governments over time, not just this government, you know, in trying to provide uninterrupted power supply to Nigerians, especially when we understand that, look, there is no way we can industrialize if we don't have steady power supply.
One, we should also be conscious of when these grids were built.
Okay.
Understand? At that point in time, it was built for a population of 65 million.
Million people, yes.
Understand? But now we are 4 times more than that. Understand? So there's no way something that is meant for 10 people will serve 40 people.
Exactly the point. So why didn't you, we'll ask, why didn't you upgrade and all of that? And in government, in and out of office, anytime, this particular government, they said, look, when Jonathan was in government, APC said, if we can't give you power supply in 6 months, please stone us. I was there, President Raji Fashola said it, you know. Now, the same APC came, stayed for 8 years, in the first instance of Buhari, they didn't give us power. It even got worse, especially now that we are paying more for it. We still have this other one. The current president said, if I don't give you power in 6 months, please don't return me to office. Now, I mean, we are 2027 is ahead. It's just by the corner. And we see this government trying to come back to office without fulfilling on its promises. So how do you expect Nigerians to take them seriously in 2027 and all of that?
Well, if you believe Nigeria government, you can believe anything. Understand? And as Winston Churchill said that politicians don't believe themselves. Therefore, it's surprising when others believe them. So they can just get anything to say anything to get their votes. Understand? But the issue is this. There's no way a country with over 200 million people can make do with 4,500 megawatts, which we have been having since 2014. Understand me? From 2014 till date, we have been having a megawatt of 4,500. But Lagos State alone needs 3,000 megawatts to have a steady power supply. So it's because of this we are having this epileptic power supply. And for the national grid that is collapsing is because of it's overburdened.
It's interesting that you mentioned the national grid because that's my line of thought now. That takes me to the question I am about to ask you. This suit by Serap is coming just after we experienced the first national grid collapse in 2026. That was on the 23rd, which was on Friday. There was a grid collapse on Friday. And right after that, we are seeing this suit. How much of that, the frequent collapse we see can be linked to poor execution of projects, which takes us back to what Serap is asking for. Projects that were awarded and either executed or not executed, accountability, basically. How much of that, how can we draw the link between the frequent collapsing and projects?
One, it has a strong relationship. Okay. But the truth is that the grid is already overwhelmed. Understand? This was built in the 70s. And we don't have this number now. Some industries have been coming on board. We don't have a maintenance culture. Understand? And corruption is also there. People buying substandard equipment and so on and so forth.
Okay.
Understand me?
Okay. Now, talking about, there's something you said earlier that the minister may not, this might be witch hunting. The minister.
Because it didn't happen under his own
administration. It did not happen
administration.
under his administration. And the audit of this started was in 2022.
2022.
So, and that was before he came into power. But what is Serap asking for, really? They are seeking an order of mandamus. Basically, they are demanding the revelation of contractors and officials, public officials, that executed that contract. to the tune of 128 billion naira. This ordinarily should be in files that the minister may have or should have inherited if proper documentation has taken place.
Was there proper handover?
Now, who should be questioned if there wasn't proper handing over?
The previous minister, the previous administration.
Shouldn't the current minister have sought proper handing over of materials to him? Shouldn't he now call for, some sort of meeting between the civil servants, the people that worked there before he came into office?
Well,
these are the people who are in custody of files.
Well, this could happen when they go to court. Understand?
Okay.
This could happen when they go to court, but in Nigeria, things are not properly done. Things are not properly done.
No, that seems like a defeatist position.
It is.
Okay, these things are not properly done in Nigeria.
It is, and we have accepted it as a culture.
No, I choose not to accept. I choose not to join the we.
We have accepted it as a culture.
Mr. Anosike, let me take you up on, still on Serap. We've had Serap write so many letters, we have so many lawsuits. But really, how many times has the government, complied? Don't you think that this is fast becoming some sort of activism without consequences? What do you think? Or do you think we also need some radical citizenship participation to bring government?
One, those in power have studied Nigerians, understand? They know that we don't have that culture of sustaining protest, understand? Like people from other parts of the world. The longest protest that we have in Nigeria was the End Bad Governance protest, which is about 10 days. And since for more than a month now, protests have been going on in Iran. So we don't have that culture, and Nigeria and those in power is aware of that. Understand? And again, and a lot of the time, these people, activism is good. It helps that to keep government on their toes. But they also go that to court for some reasons that doesn't make sense. Understand? An instance, soon a governor who has immunity. Understand me? To me, it doesn't make sense.
Okay. Now, in this particular case, Serap against NBET and the Minister of Power, in the case of 128 billion naira, we know that no date has been fixed yet by the courts for the hearing. But let's look at, in the past, Serap seeking all of mandamus. How has that, if you want to rely on history in this regard now, how would you judge how this will fare?
I can say that they have lost more cases than they have won. Assuming they have won any, because I cannot remember
no, of course.
anyone.
They won quite a lot of cases.
Instances, help me. They may have complaints, but winning a case, I don't know of anyone that they have won.
No, I know, but on top of my head, I can't recall. There was a time they even went back to court to, say, look, we won this case, but it's not been enforced.
That is compliance.
Ms. Anosike, do you think that the way our power sector is designed, is structurally designed for corruption? And don't you think that this is just a case of pouring water into baskets?
Exactly. Because what they should be talking about is how to grow our megawatts. We need a minimum of 20,000 megawatts to start having coastal power supply in Nigeria. Minimum of 20,000 megawatts.
I think the issue, do we have a problem of megawatt, or do we have a problem of equipment to transmit? Because even the 13,000 that we have at the moment, we are throwing them away. We can't even use up all. So is it an issue of megawatt, or is it an issue of equipment to carry the load that we have?
When you generate, then you have to transmit.
So we are generating a lot now that we are not even using. So I think more like it's an issue of equipment, and that is why people are saying, look, TCN, though balkanized, but still wholly owned by the government, why are we not getting all this money that we lost? at least to plow back to the national grid, build new ones. Siemens has been here. The other people came here. Which other people came here, to help us?
When Siemens came, it was celebrated all over.
All over. And all of a sudden,
it died down.
They got frustrated.
So for me, it's government not allowing all these things to work.
Okay.
All right then. Now there's the government has said Nigerians should not pay for meters anymore. Meters will be given freely. Hundreds of thousands of meters will be given freely. Prepaid meters, that is, to Nigerians. And this is something that Nigerians have had to pay exorbitant amounts for, which, Nigerians have also complained that even when they buy the prepaid meters, it automatically is the property of the discos that supply them. Now, with this rule or law that it be given free, what are your thoughts on it?
Well, it should be given freely, understand? It should be given free because it...
How will that impact, availability of power?
You are gradually and unknowingly paying it. Understand me? You are gradually but unknowingly paying it. An instance, if this telecoms give you free airtime, you would think that it's a favor. Understand?
So you're saying it's not exactly free?
It's not exactly free.
Why can't it be free?
From you are paying back, they are taking back what they give to you.
But those things have been supplied already.
I don't understand.
Already. The meters have been made available and they are free. They've been paid for. So,
did government get it free? They imported it. And our government is not Father Christmas. So they have a way of getting back every money.
You're basically saying Nigerians should not be jubilant that meters will be supplied free of charge because maybe from the units they will pay back. Is that
sure? From the units they are paying back.
All right then.
So it's not exactly free. Understand?
Not exactly.
But you get it without pressure.
All right then. Well, I think it would be a good place to anchor this conversation as we take a break now. When we come back, we'll delve into another conversation this morning, looking at, we'll be looking at what Minister Hannatu Musawa has said. She said, Atiku cannot defeat Tinubu in 2027, even if he joins hands with Obi. Oh, well, bearing her in mind on the issue. But let's talk about it when we come back from this break.
Welcome back. It's still VOP this morning. And on to some other news. The Minister of Arts, Culture and Creative Economy, Hannatu Musawa, has stated that former Vice President Atiku Abubakar wouldn't be able to defeat President Bola Tinubu in the 2027 general election, even if he runs on a joint ticket with Peter Obi. Musawa described Atiku as a formidable opponent, but insisted that he's not a match for the ruling party in 2027. Musawa also said that a combined Atiku-Obi ticket would fail to unseat the ruling party, adding that it would upset Obi's supporters. The minister's comments have sparked reactions online ahead of the 2027 elections. Mr. Anosike, what do you think about, what are your thoughts on Mr.
Well, one, it is a personal opinion, which she is entitled to. And for me, I believe that government, is a referendum. That's an appraisal of somebody's stewardship in office. So if we do an appraisal of Tinubu's 2.5 years in office, has he done well? The answer is no. Going by how majority of Nigerians are feeling. Understand? So then when a government in power has failed to deliver on their campaign promises, the people naturally will start looking for alternatives. Understand? So what Nigerians need is the person that will give them the right message. And if Atiku can do that, he will unseat Bola Tinubu.
Is there a fear? Sorry. Is there a fear of Atiku as we approach 2027? Because we've seen the NFFL, that's the National Forum of Former Legislators, come together in the meeting that they held over the weekend and advocating for the rotational presidency to be a constitutional thing. And also, they've given their full endorsement, absolute endorsement, to President Bola Tinubu as the sole candidate for 2027. What do you make of that constitutionalizing rotational presidency? And then say, look, he should be allowed to continue up until 2031, as against what we have currently, which is what some will call a gentleman's agreement between the parties that it could that the presidency could rotate.
Well, personally, I'm an advocate of competence and not a region or section.
Okay.
Understand? I believe that we should focus on competence, the person who will deliver the goods, the dividend of democracy to the people instead of where that person comes from. And for the NFFL, they must have gone home with their fat envelopes. So, to me, they don't matter. The people, assuming that our election is credible, transparent, assuming that votes count, power belongs to the people. It is the people that determines who wins.
Ordinarily, yes.
That's what I assuming we have a credible election.
But what impact do you think this will make if, working on the premise, if it is constitutionalized that power should rotate between the south, the north, the regions in Nigeria?
Well, it will save a lot of money. Understand me? And listen, if it is the turn of the south, people from the southeast will not contest. Therefore, they will save their money. Understand? Okay. So then the region that is their turn will now want to make sure that their best emerges, because there's going to be competition. Understand? But while this had not happened in any other part of the world. America, nobody cares from which state anybody comes from. All they are looking for is the person that will make their life better, which is also what I want. Okay. Understand me?
Okay. All right. Some people will say, well, that you are taking an idealistic position because looking for the best, no matter where the best comes from. We've been 60 years, 65, and it hasn't happened in that direction. Now, Hannatu also said something. She said, even if Atiku and Peter will be combined, like their joint ticket they had in 2019, that they cannot upset the system. Do you agree with her?
I don't agree.
Okay, so that you think the Obi Atiku magic or Atiku Obi magic, whatever it is,
for me,
is going to do.
For me, I have never considered Tinubu as a strong candidate.
But he won in 2020.
We know the circumstances. If the election was free, we would have a different person in Aso Rock.
Okay, so those circumstances, have they changed over time in the past?
It will change in 2027.
It will change in 2027?
Yes.
Okay, in terms of what?
We are going to have a more credible election in 2027.
Based on the new electoral order we're expecting, based on Nigerians saying, look, we are going to protect our votes, or based on what? What gives you that impression?
With America watching, we're not going to experience 2023 again.
Really? I like the fact that you brought us to this point. You think America is watching?
They are watching.
Okay, like they watched in 2015.
Barack Obama rigged the election in 2015.
Barack Obama rigged
rigged Nigeria election in 2015.
Nigeria's election?
Yes.
Exactly my point. So like
Barack Obama rigged our election in 2015.
Okay, so do we expect that Trump will rig for us in 2027?
I pray he rigged it in 2027.
No, Dr. Anosike.
I pray he rigged it in 2027.
Dr. Anosike, let's...
I pray Donald Trump rigged it in 2027. Understand me? That's my prayer, that's my wish, that's my desire.
Okay, but you are asking for credible elections.
Understand me? Nigeria cannot continue on this.
We don't understand you. No, we don't understand that.
Understand what?
You're asking for credible elections, and you're also advocating for America to rig Nigeria's elections
for a better person. For a better person, we cannot continue on this.
Who defines who a better person is?
By what the citizens are getting from government.
Okay, so is it not better that?
Excuse me.
Okay.
Have you studied this tax reform?
Tell us your understanding of it.
That these guys can just bust into your house, understand, because you didn't pay tax. Understand me?
No, the operational guidelines are undergoing review. We understand.
Which review? That if you're asked to pay 1 billion, before you can start to argue, you must deposit 20% of it. Where on earth has that happened?
You kept talking about credible elections, the right person, and all of that. So let me just put this to you. Who, in your opinion, is the right man to lead us out of this mess that we are in right now?
One, a leader must have compassion. Understand me? Tinubu does not have compassion.
Compassion for the people?
For the people.
Okay.
Why do you say so?
An instance, Emmanuel Macron was on a state visit to another country. He heard that a 17-year-old boy was stabbed in Paris. He cancelled that and returned back to France. Understand? Tinubu will be in another country. 50 Nigerians will be killed. He will still remain there. So just check these two individuals and one that tells you. So when a leader doesn't have compassion, he will never rule well.
We're talking about compassion. Well, the fact that he doesn't return when Nigerians are killed, does that take away the compassionate angle of him? We also see this man.
So as a father, you hear that something happened to your son and you'll be where you are. Okay. And people will be happy with you.
But he's good at sharing palliatives, you know. No, I'm asking, it's all part of compassion that
maybe
we're talking about.
The Asian countries
developed through power, we are hungry and all of that.
And he shared palliative.
Is that not some form of compassion?
Palliative have never developed any country.
Okay.
Understand me? So we are talking of developing our country, and we need people with compassion to develop it. If you have a policy that's not going well with the people, you change it. We have not finished with this forged tax reform. He said that it must continue. What does that tell you of your president?
Do you think that a compassionate leader, you know, who places policy over politics will do well? I go back to Singapore, where I like going to, you know, because we started out with them. Lee Kuan Yew was not necessarily, you know, he wasn't your run-of-the-mill compassionate guy. And the man
compassion doesn't mean weakness.
Exactly the point, you know. So I'm happy that you understand that, because that is where I was driving at. Because we see government, you know, people tend to do better when they are forced to do things, you know, especially in Nigeria. Here we have certain instances where people won't stand in the line, they won't queue up, except they are forced to do that. So do we need a compassionate leader who says, oh, my people are suffering, well, we can forgo today, we can forgo tomorrow and live today? Is that the kind of leader that we need? We need somebody who looks at long-term benefits, you know, for the people. So who is that person?
The people should be alive to get that long-term benefit. Dead people don't get benefits. Bible said, give us this day.
Okay.
Understand me? So I believe in that principle. Okay, you must live today to see tomorrow.
So you prefer we make short-term plans and forgo long-term benefits, you know, or long-term plans that will benefit the mass of the people in the future?
Whatever you become in next 10 years starts with what you are doing now. So if you are getting it right now, you get it right in the next 10 years. But if you are getting it wrong now, you cannot get it right in the next 10 years.
Okay, so how do we tie our long-term development plans to what we are doing now?
You must have a long-term plan, but you should be able to break it so you can measure it.
Okay. How about the issue of self-denial? I mean, you have to deny myself today so that I can live tomorrow. Is that part of compassion?
We are not talking. You must make sacrifice as a leader and as a citizen. Understand? But that shouldn't be detrimental to your own health.
Yes, okay. So what we see now is a situation where we are making sacrifices detrimental to our health.
Or the side effect of Tinubu's policies is killing Nigerians.
Oh, well.
But if APC, still claim that they are so confident that they are doing so well, so why did they spend half of the time talking about opposition?
That shows you that they are jittery.
That they are what?
Jittery. Okay. That shows you that they are jittery. Every politician is an optimist. So even if you are going now, that's in football, if maybe Ikorodu United is going to meet Real Madrid, they will not say that they will lose. Understand me? So every politician is an optimist. But when you don't deliver your promises to the people, the people have the right to say no. And this government has not delivered its promises to the people. So the people has the right to reject it.
All right, then. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. Peter. Dr. Peter Anosike. Good to have you join the conversation this Monday morning. Well, we do appreciate you. Well, that's it on the show today. We stick around. A newspaper comes up very shortly at 10 o'clock. We'll be going into the papers, looking at the headlines, making sense of it all. I am Moses Humphrey.
And I am Chukuma Okoro. See you again at 10 o'clock.
And I'm Jane Ogloy. Thank you so much for joining us today.
In a world where power shifts with every headline.
In a nation full of questions.
In a world filled with noise, the truth needs a voice.
The policies that shapes our world and the economy that determines our future.
Every hour, every day, the grapevine keeps buzzing. And together, we are committed to telling the stories that shape our world because your voice is our focus.
Don't forget, our voice matters the most. Let us come together and share our concerns.
Mr. Ofamiloni, and here's to VOPTV. Keep watching, stay tuned, do not touch that dial.
Arara, my name is Made Kuti and you're watching BOPTV. Keep watching.
Welcome, my name is Zika Davis. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, boys, viewers, everybody, boys and girls. This is VOPTV. Do you know what that means? Voice of the People TV. You don't have a voice, don't come here. You better make sure your voice is heard.
Are you ready for the extraordinary? Something big is happening on your screen. Introducing VOPTV, now streaming on SLTV channel 264. From breaking news to captivating conversations, news analysis, giving you all sides to the story. We break in-depth discussions on the issues that matter, from politics to sports, entertainment, and lifestyle. VOPTV on SLTV channel 264. Join us as we redefine what television means to you. Voice of the People Television, VOPTV. Now you have more than a voice.
In a world where truth is the ultimate power and opinions scream the loudest, it's time to wade through the noise.
Hunger no get tribe. Hunger no get religion.
And scan the human interest and trending topics that matter. Stay tuned to The Issues, your plug to the stories making the buzz, from politics to science and technology, social justice, and more. Let's tackle the tough questions and expose the truth, the issues. On Voice of the People Television, don't just react, understand. Do you want your voice to be heard? Do you know that you matter in the scheme of things? The People's Voice, the show where ordinary citizens take center stage as we discuss the biggest stories that affect you and I. With you in mind, we facilitate lively discussions, debates, and interviews on the topics that matter most to you and I, from social justice to economic empowerment, education.
In a world where power shifts with every headline.
In a nation full of questions.
In a world filled with noise, the truth needs a voice.
The policies that shapes our world and the economy that determines our future.
Every hour, every day, the grapevine keeps buzzing. And together, we are committed to telling the stories that shape our world because your voice is our focus.
Don't forget, our voice matters the most. Let us come together and share our concerns.
Africa is on the move, a continent of rising voices, untold stories, and powerful transformations. From the streets of Lagos to the heart of Nairobi, from the mines of Congo to the tech labs of Cape Town, the African story is being written every day. Bold, dynamic, unstoppable. This is African News on Voice of the People Television. We don't just bring you the news. We analyze and bring you Africa's heartbeat, the politics that shapes our nations, the economies that drives our future, the cultures that defines who we are, the voice that must be heard. Africa News, Africa's voice, Africa's future. Where Africa speaks, the world listens.
VOP TV. Now, you have more